From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
And we are live. I try to get people from my other channel to come over here. And I see a couple people do. Locked and Loaded Latinos is out there. 717 Ron Bear is out there. Who else is out there? Xanthi Misfit Scott's out there. Who else? Well, a lot of different people. Deep South, Live Life, Toy Town, TN Goddess, Guns Don't Argue, and a bunch of other people out there. And we're going to be talking MC. Got to say hi to MC. We're going to be talking to Dre, but we're also going to be talking to Flying Rich. Flying Rich is my co-host of the day and of my life.
You make it like tomorrow there's going to be somebody else?
80 in my life, I said. ADXR is out there, and we have BigDre357 on. Okay, So news. There was an FFL in Florida, right? The IOI walks in and says, I'm here to do the inspection. He's like, all right. Like, where's your 4473? He was like, right here. Where's your bound book? Right here. All right, I'm taking them. And leaves.
What?
Which is totally illegal.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's against their policy and it's against the law. So, Kiloton Tactical in Florida is suing the ATF with the help of the FFL Coalition, the Firearms Freedom League Coalition. And I think Big Dre might actually be a member of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Taking a stand, which is good.
Yeah, you got to, man. We got to protect each other.
Definitely got to protect each other, and this is kind of scary. What just FFL did, came in here and just not the IOI did, Industry Operations Investigator. They're not allowed to take anything, and it's not like they didn't have a warrant and took stuff. An IOI cannot get a warrant to take stuff, yet they did. There was no like evidence of impropriety or anything, but that doesn't even make sense.
So how'd they get away with that? That's what I want. How'd they even get away with that?
We're gonna stop them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're gonna stop them. They're not gonna get away with it. So I've been working on that all day. The FFL Coalition is led by Eric Blanford of IV 8888, also known as Iraq Veteran 8888, also known as my third best friend.
Wow, I wonder who number 2 is.
I don't know.
It's me.
There's a number 2 and there's a number 1, and one of the people, one of either number 2 or number 1, is on the show right now. So
Dre, you're number 2?
Big Dre.
Yeah, I'm number 2.
Big Dre, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
BigDre357 on YouTube, all social media platforms. I'm also the owner of War Armament, where we make fine AR-15 rifles.
Nice, and they really are nice AR-15 rifles, right?
Yeah, they really are. My goal with War Armament was to build a great quality firearm that was affordable. All right, so I want you to get like at least a BCM quality rifle, but not have to pay that price tag.
Yeah, BCMs are expensive. They're nice, but they're expensive.
Yeah. So I wanted to try and keep them around that $1,200-$1,300 price range, and I was able to accomplish that and deliver a nice rifle in the process. And
by everyone out there, we are also streaming to BigDre's channel too. You need to check it out. BigDre357. 357.
Yeah. 357.
And I want to say hi to Josh. Ooh, Josh is asking if we're going to be all at that place we can't talk about.
I will be there.
Crumpy and I will be there. And Dark.
What's up, Josh? I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times. He didn't know who I was, though.
Yeah, that's unusual, huh?
Dude, I was surprised when we met down at the gathering. I was surprised you knew who I was.
Oh, yeah, I know you are. I've been following you for years, Crumpy.
I had no idea.
That's fun. That's definitely it's fun when you're like, oh my gosh, I know that guy, and they're like, oh my gosh, they know who I am.
I got a funny story. We're going to be interviewing someone that is
George Bush, right?
It's really interesting, right? Not the person, another person. I can't really say yet. This is another interview. I'll tell you after it. But I called up Shooting Gallery New England, and they're like, Joe, what kind? Because he's a big fan of this guy. He's like, I was like, Joe, what days can you do the show? And he's like, I can do it maybe on a Tuesday or Thursday. And Joe's like, and Shooting Gallery is out there. And Joe's like, well, who's the guest? I was like, I just wanted to get it. And I told him who it was. And he was like, any day that you want. He's like, I don't care. I'll be on. I don't care what
day off work
or what day.
When I met y'all, I've been wanting to meet Rich for a while. He has some interesting stories. So I've been wanting to meet you for a while. So when I met y'all, it was pretty dope. Probably he's the news guy, the gun news guy. You gotta follow Crumpy. You don't have no choice.
Right. Crump's the man. He's the OG in the gun news. Yeah, I gotta say I was like starstruck when I met, Eric, Iraq veteran, because when I started watching YouTube gun stuff, he was one of the first guys I've seen. Mm-hmm. And I guess after that was nothing fancy. Like I probably wouldn't be starstruck by meeting anyone anymore, except maybe nothing fancy. I'd be like a little, hi.
Yeah, I don't really get starstruck too much.
No.
Unless it's BigDre357.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I do love, the industry type stuff where we all can get together and hang out and shoot the breeze. That's nice. It's nice when we get to, just chill. I realistically at the gathering, it was more fun hanging out, talking to people than, shooting guns and doing vendor stuff. Because it's like, guys, first off, everybody has a life. A lot of guys have a day job, so we're all in our regular hustle, daytime hustle. So it's not like, and even on weekends, like it's only a couple times a year that I'll go out and see Hank Strange in person and shoot on his range. I don't know last time was I shot on his range. I think it's been over a year now. And, because he's 3 hours away, so that's a big day to plan. So yeah, I mean, we all got lives, we all got family and stuff going on. So to be able, it is a lot of fun to be able to go out and hang out with people and just shoot the breeze.
Yeah, that's Joe out there. Joe says I'm one of the most interesting people ever.
Crumpy's quiet.
Yeah, I'm quiet in real life. My autism mixed with my ADHD kind of balances each other out.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's like, those are my superpowers, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I met him, I thought he was gonna be a lot more talkative. He was just kind of like in the cut, relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how I am. That is definitely.
I'll run my mouth, but it's also fun to shut up and listen once in a while, because then you don't learn anything.
I like to meet people in person because, like, you get to see their personality off camera, and then like whatever. Like, for example, Mr. Guns and Gear. I walked up on him at the gathering, and we met, we greeted each other, whatever. I was like, I thought you'd be bigger. He was like, I don't know how to take that. I mean, on camera, he looks like he's like 6'2" or something.
Well, that's when you put the camera at your belly button. Like a lot of people. All right. So when I met TJ and Jeff, I always, for some reason, knew TJ was tall from Gear Report, but I always thought Jeff was shorter. No, Jeff is just as tall. I was like, oh my gosh, he's like a giant.
Yeah.
And I bumped into like Rod Mills at the gathering. So that was the first time I saw Rod Mills in person. Rod Mills thought I was short, and I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I just thought you were a shorter guy.
I thought you were short too.
Well, that's what Rod Mills said about me.
But you are kind of short.
I'm taller than Rich.
You're not taller than me. I got a picture of us together.
I'm the same size.
I got a picture of us together too. I don't remember you being taller than Rich.
All right. So yes. So Mr. Guns and Gear intimidates Rich.
No, he didn't intimidate me.
So much so that
was
Rich left a house because he was there. He was leaving. He just grabbed his whole crew, including shooting gallery, and just rolled the F out. And Mike's like, I don't know. They were here.
All right.
They were gone.
All right. So Mike is kind of he's very mission motivated. So actually, all right. So Christian Gress, I haven't met Christian in person yet, so I'm looking forward to meeting him. I hopefully I see him in October.
All right. Tell him about the story, Rich.
Yeah. So we're at the IV 8888 shoot, and like we had dinner. So it's like me and like I was with like 8 people, and we were told to meet Hank over at the house that Hank's staying at. So we pull up on the house, and I see Hank's van. I'm like, oh, good. Yeah, this is the right house. Because it's kind of backwoods, and like GPS and addresses in the backwoods isn't that great. Not that GPS isn't great, but Google Maps to an address isn't that great. So we get to the house, and we knock on the door, and Mr. Guns and Gear answers. He doesn't say hi, and it doesn't seem like he knows who I am or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking for Hank. He's like, well, he's not here. Why don't you come on in, sit down? And then he just turns and goes up the stairs. And I'm like, we're still outside, Like, I'm not gonna sit in somebody else's house, But there's, a porch and some chairs, so we just kind of sat down in the chairs. And then a few minutes later, Mr. Guns Gear comes back down. He says, well, everybody's over at this address. Why don't you go over there? And I'm like, well, I wasn't invited. And I kind of looked around, and the guys are like, let's go. So we go. So we had brought some drinks and stuff like that to have like a little house party. And so now we show up basically at the Brownells party, and everybody's there. So it's like we put our, our drinks and stuff in with the community drinks, and we just hang out. And like Kevin Dixie was there, so I was hanging out with him and just shooting the breeze and stuff like that.
If you guys want to hit me up, sorry.
And then Hank calls. He's like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm over at the Brownells house." He's like, "Well, what are you doing there?" I'm like, yeah. So I mean, now I got 8 guys. We contributed all of our drinks to this party. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Take my drinks and leave, or just leave? And then I got like, I don't know how many guys were in my car with me. I'm like, oh man, this is a whole, sideways thing. I'm like, now I feel like I've ditched Hank, and Crump, who was there.
we're rich, and Mike's like, I don't know, they were here, and then they were gone.
Rich is over there like, I see you guys all the time. I'm over here with these
So
famous.
now I realize what the funniest line would have been is that the 8 of us are standing there at the door, and Mike, Mr. Guns and Gear, comes to the door. If I just said, "Hey, can I get your autograph?"
It was Mr. Guns and Gear, Tactical Toolbox, Hank, and I, and Jordan Stein. You know Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's cool.
And there was a million questions I had for Mike, and of course, Tactical Toolbox. I've got a million questions for because they're doing a lot right. So I would have picked their brain all night long.
And then at the gathering, Rich doesn't even say hi to Mike.
Dude, I was double ear. Well, oh no, that? Yeah, well, Mike like lasered in on you. He was like, "Hey, John, how's it going?" And blah blah. And turns around, walks away. I'm like, "Oh well."
Yeah, well, that was revenge over Rich totally blowing off a viewer at the gathering.
Oh, all right, I was really? I was double ear pro'd up, so I had like the form fitting ones and then the noise canceling ones over it. And so John stopped and talked to the people. I'm like walking. I didn't even see John out of the corner of my eye go. And I look back, and John's like, "Why'd you ditch them?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I looked around, and Rich is like, "Keep on going." I was like, "That's some cold ass shit there, man."
All right, so since we're telling all these stories, I don't know what Dark's doing right now, but there's my favorite story. Dark tells it really good. So Dark's walking into a supermarket, and it's like Dark and I talk like all day long for the most part. And so he's got the Siri, and the AirPods thing going on. And so he's online at a supermarket, and he says, "Call Flying Rich." And he's like, the guy in front of him turned around and looked at him. And then like Siri wasn't working, so he like did it 2 or 3 times. And the guy says, "Excuse me, did you say Flying Rich?" He's like, Yeah, Flying Rich he's like, "Flying Rich from YouTube?" He's like, Yeah, that's right. He's a friend of mine. He's like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, well, tell him, whoever said hi." I haven't figured out who the guy was yet.
Yeah, and he also knew me too.
And he knew John Crump. He's like, "Oh, I'm Dark, DLD After Dark." He's like, "Can't say I know." No, he said, "Not familiar, not familiar." It was
Dark's on my channel like once a week usually. I was like, "I'm not familiar with your work."
I didn't think anybody would know who I was at the gathering, and so when I bumped into Hank and them, I already know Hank and them, and then I bumped into one of my supporters. He walked up to me, and he was talking to me, and I think he thought that I knew who he was. Oh. So he was just carrying on a conversation with me, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, you don't know who I am, do you?" I was like, "Mm-mm." And so it was this guy named SD Marine. Shout out to him. But we had a whole conversation before I figured out who it was, and he had to tell me who he was because I always thought SD Marine was a white guy. I didn't know he was black.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So what made you decide to start Range Bros? Joking.
Ouch.
You just said you didn't know who the guy was, so
yeah. Yeah, man. That happens here, like here in town. People know who I am, and they'll come up to me at the shop. And sometimes I know them, sometimes I don't. But it's kind of awkward when somebody you don't know walks up to you, and they know who you are, and you don't know them, and you don't know their motives. So I be on I kind of be on edge a little bit when they walk up, depending on how they approach me, because you might mess around and catch one.
When they're wearing their CIA khakis and bad boy clothes.
So I came to work one day at the shop, and this guy, he was getting in his car, and so he saw me, and he got back out the car. So I'm watching the dude. Mm-hmm. When I got closer to him, he comes in the car. He's like, "Hey, man." I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "You got to give the Glock store they props, man. This and that." I'm like, "What you talking about? I ain't never reviewed the Glock store." You know what I'm saying? I said I did a tour at the Glock store. I never reviewed the Glock store. And he's like, oh, my bad. And so we kind of chopped it up, and I'm like, you gotta calm down, brother. You can't come to me like that.
People. And it's funny. I don't expect that of us, but other gun guys, they'll have beef. Like, I saw you review this, and you said this instead of that. It's like,
yeah,
I don't even remember the review. You know?
Yeah. People get mad at you for videos you did like 6 years ago. It's like, dude, I did that video like 6 years ago. I don't remember that. I don't even remember.
That's my favorite gun. My daddy loved that gun.
I don't care. Gun sucks. And that's my thing when people get mad about, something you say about, something in a review. It's like, it's based off my experience. It's my opinion. I don't care what everybody else says about it. It's based off my experience with that particular gun. So if I say it's a piece of crap, it's because the one that I had in my hand and I got to shoot was a piece of crap. I don't care if everybody else like it. I'm happy for you. I'm gonna applaud you. But that's just me, man. And like dealing with companies, I don't care if they give me the gun or send me the gun to do the review. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you I don't like it. I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. And if they don't like it, then oh well. Take that as constructive criticism and go fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me because you sent me a gun and it was a bum gun. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that.
Yeah, I'm with you. And pandemic wise, when ammo was stupid expensive, I mean, I'm 100 rounds into a review and I got problems. And I'm like, I really can't afford to send the gun back, get another gun, and drop another 100+ rounds through it.
Right. I'm not gonna do it. Some companies want you, if you find a problem, they want you to notify them and then give them a chance to send a new one out or fix it before you drop the video. Nah, my video's coming straight out the box. This is what it did, straight out the box. So if it don't work, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Have you ever had the thing where they try to like bribe you yet?
Oh yeah. You know who does that the most? It's the little Chinese companies.
Oh my God! I don't even respond to them.
So I've gotten some stuff from them, and they'll be like, "Hey, you make good video. You tell good thing about product." I'm like, if it's a piece of crap, I'm gonna let it be known. And they get upset with you. They send me some nasty grams like you said bad things about my product. Well, your product was crap.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. Like I met some company at SHOT Show, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll send you a flashlight to review." Well, it's from China. The flashlight flickers, like it kind of randomly flickers. They're like, "Send me a video of it." I'm like, "Dude, I told you it flickers. What am I gonna do? Spend 30 hours waiting for it to flicker again? No, I'm not doing that." And I got frustrated with them. I'm like, "All right, I figure I'd shut them up. I'll send it back to you." Like, "Oh yeah, insure it and this and that." I'm like.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
no.
Here, Temu, I turned them down.
That's an easy one.
They've never reached out to me.
Yeah, they probably will. I was like, no.
The one that usually reaches out to me is Fiachi.
Oh my God.
They're really big on Amazon.
Oh my God. They reach out to everyone.
I tell you what, they sent me a carbon fiber bipod for one of my rifles, and that thing is amazing. I've had that thing for a few years.
Yeah, I got actually right behind me. That's carbon fiber. That's a Sunway Photo.
Okay.
And that's my Safety Harbor 50 cal on it.
Okay. I need to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah, well, Safety Harbor Firearms needs to send me one for a review.
Yeah. I didn't get one for a review. I put stacks of hundreds in his hand.
Yeah.
You're rich, though, Rich.
Dude, well, my wife thinks so. Yeah, my wife and daughter think so.
Yeah, they reach out to everyone. They're huge on Amazon.
Yeah, they sell a lot of stuff, though. They got a lot of different stuff. But their bipods are nice. I will give them that. Those carbon fiber bipods are $25, and it's actually pretty nice.
What? $25? I can't imagine that.
The carbon
Yeah, and
fiber?
then there was another guy did a video where he took one, he put it in a vise, and he cracked
You
that
mean
thing
like
open,
a shooting tripod like that?
Yeah, a bipod. The one that mounts to the rail. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And,
bipod.
One of the guys,
right.
he put 50-pound buckets of weights on the legs and stuff, and it took like 50, 60 pounds just to get the leg to break. And then he tried to burn it because carbon fiber, it won't burn. And it wouldn't burn. Like, it was real carbon fiber. Like, they're legit.
Yeah, carbon fiber is expensive.
Oh yeah, everything about carbon fiber is expensive.
I guess not if you're Chinese.
Fiber. Just raw.
They make a really good replica. Yeah, but it's a great one.
See, I'm okay. So talking about carbon fiber, and it made me think of 3D printing. I've been selling these things on Amazon, not Amazon, on Etsy, but I've been selling these so much that I haven't been able to print anything for fun. And I have this like Deadpool mask that's like different parts of it are held on by magnets, but I haven't had the chance because I'm just so far behind printing everything. Not behind, I'm right on schedule, but
you can't take the time out of production.
Yeah.
I got some bamboo printers sitting idle right now. Actually, I gotta scale up on that. There's something I want to do.
Yeah, well, the Deadpool mask I'm gonna do, it's like it's held on by magnets, so like different parts of hold on. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that sounds like it's pretty dope. You know, I've never seen that movie.
Deadpool. Oh my gosh,
dude!
Deadpool 1 and 2. They are like absolute. It's funny. I played Deadpool 1. I made my wife and daughter watch it, and they were, not into it. Like the first 30, 45 minutes, and then they were like totally into it. They're like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Can we watch the beginning again? I'm like,
well, the cool thing about Deadpool is that Ryan Reynolds is actual Deadpool fan, and he and he wanted to do the Deadpool movie. That's why he did Wolverine Origins, so they could do a Deadpool movie. And they're like, we're not going to do it. We didn't make enough money. So he paid to film this whole test footage, and he gave to Sony, or actually Fox at the time. It was Fox. Gave to Fox, and Fox is like, yeah, we're not really going to do it. So a few years later, somehow it leaks onto the internet. He basically leaked it on the internet, and everyone wanted the Deadpool movie. So then they filmed the Deadpool movie, but it's a passion project of his. So he really understands the character because he's.
That's the love. Oh my gosh, I love Deadpool. That is like killing it, totally killing it.
But he understands the character. I've been reading the Deadpool comics for a long time. Since
I am not a graphic novelist fan, so
since his introduction in the Wolverine comics, which was a little bit different.
I like Wolverine. I like the Wolverine movies.
There's Dork.
I didn't know anything about Deadpool. I never even heard Deadpool till the movie came out.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I don't know any of that crap.
Well, Hugh Jackman, who said he was never going to play Wolverine again, is going to play Wolverine in the new Deadpool movie.
Interesting.
The announcement was funny. We got to figure out a way to do something. And you just see Hugh Jackman walk behind him eating the bowl of cereal. You're like, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine again? Yeah, sure, Ryan. That's the teaser for Deadpool.
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3, yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to sit down one day and just watch them. I've never seen them.
Yeah, they're freaking great, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah, great movie. we need a review version of the AK-50.
Oh yeah.
First off, I do have a box of 50 cal ammo and when I say box, I mean ammo, whatever. It's like 130 rounds.
Hey, Rich, I'm an FFL. Why don't you just send me that one behind you?
Yeah.
I got to get one of your guns in my hands eventually.
We got to do a field trip.
Yeah.
I'm down with a field trip.
Man, if you would go to IV 8888, you could bring one.
88.
Oh yeah, if I go there, I'm gonna bring a few
Well,
because I want to go there. I want to set up as a vendor there.
Do you go to SHOT Show, right?
So the first one I was supposed to go to got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
I was already locked in. Got canceled because of COVID. So then they were talking about canceling the next year. So I didn't set up to go.
Oh,
and they
okay.
had it. And all my friends went, and I was mad. And then the last one, I was gonna go, and we had the room locked in, everything. In the shop that I was working at, a lot of stuff happened. It kind of like a hand grenade went off in there. So I didn't get to go. I had to cancel the trip. But this year, I've already locked it in. The new shop I'm working at, I've already told them, hey, I'll be at SHOT Show.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already got all that stuff done. So I just I'm waiting for them to open up registration.
Yeah, I was supposed to be. I was supposed to go to SHOT Show a couple years ago, and I got rich in. I pulled some strings. Had to email a guy over at NSFF I knew to get rich in.
A guy, some guy.
It's a guy. He is a guy, right?
He's a guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would be able to pull the strings to get rich in.
Yeah, I'm going this year, and I need to get in range day though. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do. Hey,
so if you got some strings on that, can you help me brother out?
I have some strings with the NSSF. Rich will tell you I know a couple people over there.
Yep.
Yeah. I need to get in range day.
I got to get in range
day. Seems like a challenge to get into.
Yeah, last year Rich emailed me the night before range day and go, "Can you give me the range day?" And it was like at 1:00 in the morning. Like,
you still got him in?
No, I didn't get him in the range day. I was like, dude, it's 1:00 in the morning. It's like no one's gonna even respond to me. No, I got him in the SHOT Show. He got his ticket like the SHOT Show, like the day before SHOT Show began, like 3 months after the registration closed for SHOT Show.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was so the job I have now, they were talking about starting during the show or interviewing during the show, and they kept moving the date around. Finally, I'm like, hey, there's no chance I'm going to start next week. Let me just go to SHOT Show. I got the air miles. It's not going to cost me anything. I'll get a cheapy hotel. I'll stay at the Clown Palace, which was a bad move. And I brought bed bugs back from what was the place called? The Mardi Gras. So that cost me like an extra $2,000.
The year before, I was supposed to go, and my car pulled up outside to take me to the airport. And I'm like, man, I really feel pretty bad. It's like, you know what? Let me just take a COVID test really quick before I get in this car and fly. I had COVID.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna make some phone calls to some people I know. I've already made one, and they're not going to range days, so I'm like, all right. That one I thought was gonna be a sure thing, but I might be hollering at you, Crumpy.
Holler at me.
Yeah, it's like I talked to Smash Time. He's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go to range day. I don't know about that. And then I'm like, oh, hey, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm at range day.
Yeah, my friend Larry works for NSSF.
Okay.
Why you keep on laughing, Rich?
That's like a generic name. That's like a alias. It's Larry.
No, his name is
not
Larry.
an alias.
Larry King. He's the president of NSSF.
So okay. You cheating the system. I got you.
Oh, massively.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Crumpy's like the gun news guy, bro. He knows everybody in the industry.
It was funny.
Everybody likes him.
Rich was like, do you know anyone at NSSF who can get me in? So I was like, yeah, let me get email from my friend Larry. So I emailed Rich and Larry. And Rich was like, isn't he the president? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like he writes me back. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because SHOT Show's always, since I got into the firearm world, it's always been my, when I first heard about SHOT Show, I was like, oh, I got to get there. That's like been a dream. Like, that's like my gun Super Bowl.
Like this past year, I saw Dark for about like 10 minutes at SHOT Show.
You saw who?
Finally got there. Dark, DLD After Dark.
DLD After Dark was hanging out with Airsoft Fatty.
Yes.
Airsoft Fatty.
They shared a room.
Well, a house.
A house.
Did they share a room in the house, or they shared a house?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, the house had like a pool and a hot tub and all that bit, and
Then Rich sends me a text. Kyle Rittenhouse is here. I'm like, yeah, I know. Then he gets back. He's like, you wouldn't introduce me to Kyle Rittenhouse at SHOT. I was like, you didn't ask. And he's like, I sent you a message saying Kyle Rittenhouse was there. I was like, I know, but
well, it's funny. So Crumpy, you're in Texas and you're with Kyle, and it's like you'd say, oh, you hand him Crump calls me. He's like, hold on, I want to talk to somebody. Hands Kyle the phone.
Because Richard's like, I'm
like, hi.
No, because Richard was talking about how he would love to talk to Kyle Rittenhouse sometime. So
that would be awesome. I would love to interview him. I would like to interview him, because honestly, I felt like he got a bad rap by a lot of people.
Oh, he did.
Two, it's gonna ruffle some feathers. And I like ruffling feathers.
You know what? He is exactly as he appears. He's just a nice kid.
He just started a new 2A organization, from what I hear.
Yeah, he did. Hey, Rich, check the private chat. Somebody I turned down for the show. They reached back out again.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna ignore it.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of figuring that. I got a similar message this morning.
Okay, yeah. We don't want to do anything with that person.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they reached out a few times.
That guy. Man.
Yeah. So it's not gonna
I'd have him on my show, but he's gonna get bashed the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I can maybe I can arrange that, because I just don't want to. I don't like what I see.
So here's the it's like products we represent. All right, so I've got a Beats headset here. For the most part, I hate Beats, but my daughter had these. I tried them on. They got a hook, and they hang on my ear, and they don't fall out. So I got them. I hate that they're this big, which is ridiculous, but that's how Beats is. But yeah, I wouldn't rep a product I don't own or like and use. And likewise, I don't want to have somebody on the show that I'm not real sure about the reputation.
No,
I would really want to know, I would really want to talk to him to find out where his mindset was at and why he thought what he did was okay, and stuff that was done after the fact. Why he thought it was okay.
Since we were talking about it.
Yeah, let's not talk anymore.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't care. I just don't want to have him on the show.
Yeah.
I think it's too decisive. There's a lot of people that I will have on the show, even if I don't agree with them on a lot of stuff, and there's other people that I just don't think any good can come out of it.
No, I don't know who My Fly Family is, but hello, if you're a fellow Long Islander.
That's one of my people.
Where in Long Island?
Yeah. My Fly Family, I think she's from there originally, but they live in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Where in Long Island are they from?
Erica, where you from? Where y'all from originally in Long Island?
Rich and I hang out in Long Island sometimes.
Yeah, well, I sold the house there, so not anymore. But
you know the meetup that we just had in Georgia?
Uh-huh.
They were a big intricate part of setting that up. It was like literally like 20 minutes from their house.
Cool. Yeah, I did all my primary flight training at Isa MacArthur Airport, and actually my first crash was coming in for a landing there.
Babylon.
Babylonia. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of near. That's kind of near
Bayshore. Okay. So wait,
Yeah,
Erica, if she's from Bayshore, she might know who my father-in-law is. My father-in-law had the tuxedo shop on Main Street, RSVP Tuxedos.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time around Konkoma. No, I used to live in Manhattan, but not anymore.
Oh, okay. They flew out a millionaire. All right.
Nice. Jason King wanted to know if we saw the thing with the kid with the Gadsden flag on his backpack, and they basically suspended him because they said that the Gadsden flag was like a symbol of slavery.
What?
And,
Slavery?
And the mom was like, "Are you sure you're not thinking of the Confederate flag?" Like, no, Gadsden flag. Like, no.
Oh man, and these people are in education, huh? They're in the education business?
Yeah.
Ouch.
So they suspended the kid for having a Gadsden flag on his backpack.
Oh boy, they need a lawyer.
Yeah.
They need a lawyer to help them make it rain.
People are way too sensitive these days.
And the mom was like, "You not think of the Confederate flag, maybe?" And they're like, "No, we have to do what the policy says."
And what's the policy say about Gadsden flag?
That it's banned because it's a symbol of slavery.
No, it's a message to the British: don't tread on me.
Well, the mom was trying to explain that to him.
Wow.
The school was not having it. They were insisting that they were right.
Ouch.
And the mom was there trying to like, no, this is this is where the Gadsden flag comes from. It was a symbol. It was a sign to the British. It has nothing to do with the Civil War at all.
Wow.
That's what happens when people don't know history. They misinterpret stuff. That happens with us, like I was telling Rich earlier, I'm a Mason. And that happens with us all the time. People think we sacrifice babies and all kind of crap, man. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. The school district is standing by their decision saying, no, it is a symbol of slavery.
I hope they get the F suit out of them. That's what
they're a private school, so no, it's not.
A private school's doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. It's sad that we live in a time where you can't express yourself, you know what I'm saying, without.
So they think the Gadsden flag is part of the Confederacy?
Well, they said it represents slavery and white supremacy from back in the day.
Yeah, and that I've heard other people say that too, but that's not what it represents.
Florida, you can get that on your license plate in Florida.
You can get it on your license plate here. Yeah, there's a lot of people here that have it.
Dang. In like what state is that, John?
That was in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's purplish, so you don't know.
Yeah, PA is kind of funny, man. They're real funny.
But most states you get like liberal metros, and then the vast amount of geography of the state is conservative. But
you want to hear the crazy part?
Sure. Tell me it's black. Tell me the kid's black.
No, but they are affiliated with Hillsdale College.
The school?
Yeah.
You have no idea what high regard I hold Hillsdale College in.
Well, it's not Hillsdale that made the decision. It's
right.
But Hillsdale education.
Oh, I think I'd cry for days if my daughter got accepted and went to Hillsdale. I mean, I cried tears of joy.
Yeah,
so
but you haven't heard about that, guys?
No, I didn't. I've been.
Why do you think that there's Gadsden flags all over X?
I've never even been on X.
It's
the
Twitter.
New Twitter, the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, X is Twitter?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They just renamed it.
Yeah.
I never used Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitter account, but I don't ever post on there. I hate Twitter. So
Oh my gosh! My father went to Hillsdale CC. Cool.
Yeah, I guess 4 boxes.
They do not want.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this because this is going everywhere, and I just want to get your opinions on it, guys. Just bear with me for 1 second. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Legally Armed America is doing a video on it right now. Newsflash:
Hey,
don't tread
Paul's
on me.
cool.
Flag
That's
is
a cool
racist
guy right there.
Oh, Paul, I love Paul, man.
Yeah.
Paul is one of my boys. All right, let me go ahead. Can you add it to the stream, Rich?
Yeah, sure.
Let me know when it's up.
It's up.
Do they know what the Gadsden flag is? That it's a historical flag?
So they're, the reason that they do not want the flag, the reason we do not want the flag displayed is due to its origins with
The
slavery and slave trade. That is what was, that is the reasoning behind them not wanting to display it.
The Gadsden flag,
The don't tread on me.
which is the Gadsden flag. Okay, so he
The kid's like,
what's gonna happen if he doesn't take it off?
she has no idea what he's talking about.
He is able to go. I was actually just telling him, like, I was upset that he's missing so much school. I'm like, so I asked if can he just take his stuff out of his bag and go back to class? Like, I just want him to go back to class. The bag can't go back. It's got a patch on it because we can't have that in and around other kids. So that's what I was trying to, and then he said you were close. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with slavery. That's like the Revolutionary War patch that was
Okay.
displayed when they were fighting the British. Like that wasn't, that's the revolution. Maybe you're thinking of like the Confederate flag.
Okay, I
Is
am
there
just here
history
to
that
enforce.
you tell them?
No, I am here to enforce the policy that was provided by the district. And definitely you have every right to not agree with it. I mean,
Yeah, because the
absolutely.
ACLU says that he's allowed to wear that. If you like go on their website, it's like says in big
So
letters.
all I'm saying is that.
Unless there's like a ban on patches, period, like if you said there's no patches allowed at the school, you cannot display what you think of anything like that or what cheer or anything like that. I think it's like one-sided, because you allow some patches but not others.
All right, we're gonna just end that. But yeah, so basically, it has to do with the slave trade, according to
No.
this lady, which
No.
is absolutely crazy.
Wikipedia doesn't even say that.
It has nothing to do with that, and they're sticking by this. They're like, no, it does, and like people, like history professors are emailing this guy who came up with this saying you're wrong, and the guy's writing back to people saying, no, I know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
That's what you call ignorant.
Yeah, well, when people are like sending them like articles about it saying, no, this was a revolutionary flag to tell the British not to tread on us, it has nothing to do.
But I'll tell you what, this isn't exactly similar, but my daughter brought home a science book, and my daughter's 21 now, so she was in like middle school, and it said there's 3 phases of matter. I'm like, there were 4 phases of matter when I was in high school in '83. I'm like, there's more than 5 phases of matter right now.
So there's only 3?
And she had a textbook, and I talked to the teacher. Teacher's like, well, that's what the textbook says. I'm like, is the textbook from 1950? What?
So have you all seen, like, there's a guy that says we're living in an alternate reality. And so
Dude, sometimes I believe it.
Yeah, so he'll make these videos, and he'll take, like, remember the old Palm Trio phones?
Yeah.
So he'll take the old Palm Trio phone and an old flip phone from like the early 90s or whatever. And he'll take these phones and he'll look at packaging like Jif peanut butter. You remember Jif peanut butter used to be Jiffy peanut butter.
You're talking about what is it? The Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and it's funny because I'm like, okay, yeah, it used to be Jiffy peanut butter, but they changed it. But when he scanned the Jif jar of Jif peanut butter, when he held the camera, he was waving his finger back there so you could see the camera was on. And when he put the phone over the jar, it said Jiffy. It didn't say Jif.
I think
he's messing with things.
I think they're messing with things a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, but it's just odd to me, like, because I remember growing up, it was Jiffy peanut butter.
I don't think it ever was.
Yeah, it was back in the day. Growing up,
I don't think it was.
You sure?
That's like
it wasn't.
There was never an episode where Timmy fell in the well with Lassie.
Well,
that's another Mandela effect thing.
Yeah, well, Mr. T never said I pitied the fool on the A-team.
Did he really?
He never said it.
Ooh,
what?
Mr. T never said I pitied the fool on the A-team.
Really?
About that, Crumpy?
100%.
Because I grew up on the 18.
Oh my gosh, I would bet
100%.
a stack of hundreds on that.
Okay, Rich, your paycheck versus doubling your paycheck next month.
Oh no, Crump, I believe you. If you say it, I believe it's right. But
okay.
I mean, if I didn't know otherwise, I'd be like,
you can find him saying I'd pity the fool, but that's not from the A-team.
Right. I know he's made appearances where he said that.
So what was he saying then?
He never said I pity the fool.
Where'd that come from?
Rocky 3. Rocky 3.
Rocky 3?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember Rocky 3.
Yeah, see what happens
They're
is
all the safety boxes.
This is the whole Jif thing, right? People Jiffy and Skippy, and they mix it together and they come up with Jiffy.
Ah.
Oh, Skippy. I forgot about Skippy.
Yeah, right. An old peanut butter back in the day. I did a research paper on the Mandela effect a long time ago.
Yeah, I forgot about Skippy. Interesting.
Memories are a weird thing. They actually change over time.
Yeah, they say you reconstruct them on recall.
Yeah, so you lose parts of memories, right? And your brain, in order to keep the memories alive in your brain, like when you lose parts of it, it redevelops memories and it tries to fill in those gaps of the missing memories. And when it does, sometimes it gets things wrong.
Gotcha.
So it combined Skippy, which people know about Skippy, and people know about Jif. So they combine it together and they get Jiffy because it's taking parts of the Skippy that you have in your brain and mixing it with the Jif and coming up with Jiffy.
Gotcha. So basically, you just saying we're getting old. Is that what you're saying, John?
Basically, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Another thing about memories is right now, time. See, you probably think time passes faster now. It seems like it passes faster now than it did when you were a kid. Because your brain is compressing memories, so therefore, you actually think that time is. So therefore, you're perceiving time at a faster rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's all brain chemistry, man.
Well, I needed to stop.
So there you go. Hey, Kurt 24, just search Jiffy peanut butter to see what I said.
Kurt 24. What's up, Kurt?
Dude, I did a lot of research on this.
Yeah, I searched it too while we were sitting here talking. I've got it pulled up on the screen right now.
The whole Nelson Mandela thing. There's tons of crap out there like that. I pity the fool. What the Luke to Darth Vader?
The Darth Vader. What are you talking
Darth
about?
Vader to Luke. He said he never said, "Luke, I am your father." It never happened.
He just said, "I am your father," right?
No, he said, "No, Luke. Obi-Wan lied to you. I am your father."
So we shorten it.
Yeah. But it's all brain chemistry. It's just like what people see that they can see like Jesus and toast, right?
Oh my gosh, all the
People
time.
hear like ghost voices and EVPs, right? Your brain is trying to make sense of stuff. So your brain recognizes faces when it's not actually there. And it recognizes like voices when they're not actually there because your brain tries to make sense of everything.
So what if I got the Cylon toaster that toasts Cylons into the bread?
Yeah, there you go. Wait, here's the thing.
Silent.
Dre, do this. Look around, right?
All right.
Move your head side to side. Look around.
Okay.
Now move your eyeballs side to side.
Did you just take her out?
Here's the thing, right? When your eyes are moving, you're seeing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
When your eyes move, you don't actually see stuff. So everything from the time when you look over here to the time you look forward, all the stuff in between is all made up in your brain. Your brain is doing best guess. When your eyeballs move, you can't process.
Yeah, because it kind of seems like you hit a skip button.
Yeah, but your brain puts that together.
Okay.
It's kind of like when your brain tells you the cats and flag of slavery.
I'm hearing you, Crappie. You gonna make me go do some research now.
Yeah. It's just it's the whole entire brain, man. It's the way the brain works. It's brain chemistry. It's all science.
So, I was never good at science. I was never good at math. But you know what I am good at?
Guns.
Loading gun. Well, that is definitely interesting. Now, there's other ways you can use this too, right? It's like, let's say you get a bunch of people together. I was just reading about this last night.
Right.
And you all look at an object, and they show you all an object, and then they bring the object away, and they ask you how big the object is. And you get 5 people in there to say the object is 20. Let's say you got to have a group of 10 people, right? And you plant 20 people, and the object's only like 3 feet wide. But you get 5 people to insist that it's 20 feet wide. You know what's going to happen to the other 5 people? Their brain, is, because they keep on being told that it was 20 feet wide by the majority of people, or like 5 people out of the 10, which is not a majority, but like half the people. So their brain is going to think, I must be wrong because all these people are saying that it was 20 feet wide. So they're going to say that it's 20 feet wide, even though that their brain originally knew that it was only like 3 feet wide.
And that's why I like to go do my own research.
Kind of crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll take what you tell me and I'll go do my own research. I literally got it pulled up on the screen right now when we was talking about this whole peanut butter thing earlier. I still got it up on the screen.
Telling you. Yeah, especially if they have credibility. If they say they're an expert, credibility. Penn and Teller did something back in the day where they built this haunted house from scratch, and they made it look really old. And they brought people in there, and they had them, and they told them the story about these people dying, and people were like, I can feel them. I can feel these guys. And the house is like brand new. And they brought these psychics in there, and the psychics like, oh, they're telling me this. They're telling me. It was like total BS. The whole story was BS.
Wow. I don't trust psychics, no way.
All right, well, we're done today. So check out BigDre357.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the 5 monkey experiment. Very interesting stuff there.
5 monkeys experiment. I might check that out too.
Yeah. Check out BigDre357. Any other place where you have social media you want people to check out?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, pretty much everywhere. Gunstreamer.
OWR.
Yep, OWR Armament is it's actually or armament. Everybody says OWR, but it's actually a word. It means light, BF light. It's a Hebrew word.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Exactly. We've had that discussion before.
Yeah.
I think you were kind of surprised I knew that.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me because a lot of times, man, people are like, "Where'd you get that name from?" Or how'd you come up with your logo? It's like, man, it's spiritual, brother. I go to a different level with stuff, man. I don't, it's cool. You got all these companies out here that have these guns. Check out the new ZX9 and all that stuff. Man, come on, man. Let's be original out here. Let's do something different. I didn't want my stuff to sound tactical. I just wanted my stuff to represent me. And that's
my gun store is Veritas, which means truth.
Yeah. I like Veritas. It's like my clothing company. I have a company called Amani Sabali. It's Faith and Patience.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't even know I have that company. All the shirts and stuff that I wear, for the most part, the exception of this one, this is an Officer Tatum shirt. But like, if you see me wear an Or Armament shirt, or a BigDre357 shirt, or like I'll have shirts on sometime where I have on a Tuskegee Airman shirt or Black Panther shirts, whatever. Any kind of shirt you usually see me wear. Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey, whatever. That's all from my Monty Sabali clothing brand. Those are my shirts.
No,
I didn't buy them from somebody else. I made those shirts. I designed those shirts.
That's very cool. We got to get together and design something together.
Yeah. I'm always down for that. I like doing collaborations with people. So anytime you want to do a collab on anything, let me know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you guys can follow Flying Rich at Flying Rich Firearms, Flying Rich Official, Flying Rich on MySpace, and Flying Rich _official on Instagram. And with that, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a guest. I am not sure which guest, but we will be back with a guest. See you guys later.
See y'all later.